Hi everyone, Tahara here. I want to do a quick video on integrating your body, mind, and spirit. So oftentimes we think of ourselves as just being one person, one unit, but actually there's a lot of different aspects of ourselves, and sometimes these aspects are not necessarily seeing things from the same perspective. They have different needs, different wants, different missions, and so getting in the habit creating more communication between your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spirit is a really good idea. It helps you move forward in an integrated way instead of having these different parts of yourselves fighting with each other. So, for example, your spirit might be really into some project you're working on, and it might stay up all night. You might forget to eat because your spirit's just so gung-ho. Well, that might be fine if you do that occasionally, but if you do that a lot and you neglect and ignore your physical body's need to eat, to sleep, you ignore your emotional body's need for a break, for rest, relaxation, nurturance, fun, you are going to end up in big trouble because those parts of yourself that aren't getting paid attention, whose needs aren't getting met, they are going to rebel. And you're basically going to be at war against yourself. And we even have a term in our culture called mixed feelings or have mixed emotions. Like mixed what? Well, mixed is that parts of you are for something and then other parts of you are in resistance or against it. So there's ways you can avoid this warring with yourself. And it's really, really important to do that, especially if you're someone who's interested in spiritual growth and you have a powerful spirit that likes to charge forth. Oftentimes our spirits are a little bit clueless about what it's like to be in a human body and the needs of the body, the emotional needs, the mental needs, and the physical needs. So having a little round table discussion where you check in with these different aspects of yourself, you hear how they're feeling, you hear what they want, you hear what they need, can be really helpful in creating more understanding and compassion and I want to say teamwork internally so that all parts of you can be on board with what you're doing and you can move forward in a way where you don't sabotage yourself because you have this internal rebellion going on. So the easiest way to do this, especially if you're not a meditator, is just to get a journal out and do some little pen pal writing back and forth. You can actually, so you're going to want to write on paper with a pen, don't use the computer. And you're going to want to write fast. Don't pay attention to grammar or spelling or anything. You're just doing this stream of consciousness writing. So you'd start off, for example, saying, dear physical body, how are you doing today? And just write back from the perspective of your physical body. And you don't want to get too analytical about it. You just want to see what comes out on paper. And so do that. You can actually go back and forth almost as an interview. Your physical body could say, well, I'm doing pretty good today, except maybe, I'm kind of feeling tired, I'm not getting quite enough sleep, or your physical body might say, I'm not feeling very good, I'm feeling afraid about, some trip we're going on or whatever. I'm just making stuff up. But if you get the idea that you're checking in with these different parts of yourself, almost as if you're the parent kind of keeping track of everything, but you want to check in with your different children to see how they're doing, what they need, what they want, how you can help them. And just that checking in, your concern about even asking, creates a lot of internal cohesion and integration because these parts of you feel like, you care, that you're not at war with them, that you're not ignoring them. So you do that with your physical body and then thank your physical body when you're kind of done asking whatever you want to ask, and your physical body shared whatever it wants to. Thank your physical body, and then call forth your emotional body, and do the same thing. Just check in. Hey, how you doing? Anything you want to share with me? And see what you get back. Anything that I could do to assist you? And see what comes back. And then thank your emotional body, and then do the same thing with your mental body, and then do the same thing with your spirit. You can do these in any order. It doesn't have to be in the order that I listed, but you do want to include all four: your physical body, emotional body, mental body, and spirit. And it's kind of a fun exercise. If you could do this regularly, like at least once a week, that would be really good. You would keep in this kind of communication flow, and it can actually prevent a lot of problems. It's also very eye-opening to actually hear these parts of you communicate instead of just feeling them acting out. So when physical bodies act out, oftentimes you'll get sick or you'll get injured. When emotional bodies act out, you'll have these emotional blow-ups. You just won't feel right within yourself. You'll feel cranky. When mental bodies are acting out, they feel either bored, or sometimes they can feel overstimulated and kind of frenetic, and you feel like you can't think clearly. And when your spirit is feeling like it can't get in your body and it is feeling neglected or shut off, you can feel really depressed, even sometimes suicidally depressed, because your spirit is feeling like it can't access your body and it's locked out. And that is kind of a bad feeling, to have body and spirit being separate. So anyway, have fun with this. If you're a meditator and you would prefer to do this in meditation instead of writing, that's fine. Just do the same thing, but go into your intuitive center in the very middle of your head. Take some deep breaths, send your roots into the earth so you're nice and anchored, and just do it by having each aspect of yourself come forward and communicate with you. I actually think it's easier to do it in writing because you get to go back and see what you wrote down. You don't have to try to remember everything, but whatever works for you. So have a great day.